Okay, so my next question is obviously there's not an attorney-client relationship between you and anyone watching this video, and you can't give specific legal advice. However, what would you say are some good general principles for someone who's getting divorced in California, and let's say they know at the outset that they want to keep the home, they want to keep their house, and they are perhaps worried that their spouse does too. What are some good things that they might consider doing to improve their chances of keeping their home?
Well, I think the one thing that comes to mind immediately is don't leave your house. Continue living in it, stay there, and try, and if your spouse doesn't have to leave either, unless there's sometimes people want to leave and they walk away, but your spouse does not have to leave unless if they're living there already, unless they get kicked out with some type of restraining order, they do not have to leave. So you could find yourself living in your house with your spouse for quite some time. And that happens not infrequently. So it's just a matter of everybody being cordial to everybody else and as much as possible, and keeping the friction to a minimum. Especially if you're living together, sometimes spouses have to kind of go to separate rooms if their separate rooms are available, and then your spouse has one room and you sort of respect that, and then maybe your spouse will respect your private area also, so everybody can have a place where they can go without the other party walking in on them or whatever.
And so besides not leaving the home, is there any other tips, or is that basically the main thing to best improve your chances?
Well, you got to find a way to buy, if there's equity in the house, you have to find a way to buy the other spouse out. So you want to keep your credit good, and sometimes people get loans from family members or things like that, but you got to figure out a way to buy the other spouse out of the house if you're going to want to stay in it. Unless, now sometimes maybe there'll be a family business that the spouse will get, and then you'll get the house, and there'll be some equalization of the value, or maybe there's another home, or there's some other type of a 401k or something else that could equalize the equity in the house. So then maybe one spouse says, fine, I want the 401k, and the other spouse says, fine, I'll take the home equity, something like that. So there are various ways to do it.